Welcome to the Dawg Chug. We got Sleeveless Mike on tonight. I'm Andy. We got Ed, and don't mind Roger, but I think he's masturbating under the desk because the Guardians have finally started winning. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'll let Roger go first since he's masturbating.
Listen, man, you guys made me sell out, and I turned my back on them. We were going to hold a celebration of life tonight, and they turned around and they started winning. And you missed it last week. I got the Hawaiian hot dog race shirt, and I got the new teeth. And I'm closer. I'm doing selfies. Ed taught me the filter game and skinny game too. I got some selfies where I'm looking good, man. So that's all coming up.
Did Ed teach you the zoom in game?
I'm close.
Oh,
You gotta be a little bigger. You know, you're small, Roger, back there. Anyway,
you're beating,
Mike,
right?
You wanted to come on and let's hear what you have to say.
Man. Listen. I love your guys' show. I love you guys having you guys on. Andy, we've had you on. Roger, we've had you on. Ed, we'll have to get you on at some point. But when you guys were talking about the Guardian season being over, I wanted to come in and say my condolences. I was on your show last year saying the Guardians had a shot to go out and win the whole goddamn thing. This year we decide to trade away 30 home runs, 120 RBIs, Gold Glove, second base, and don't bring anybody up to kind of supplement that. We see more of the same and bad managerial decisions. So I just wanted to come in and say my piece on that because my baseball season just ended last night for Little League. We got knocked out in the semifinals of the playoffs. And I feel like the Guardians are also already looking at being on the outs of the playoffs, in my opinion.
Do you think they'll be trading talent out of the organization come trade deadline?
I don't think that we'll be seeing too much talent go out in terms of everyday guys. If they can't sign Quan, it would be best to deal him. Obviously, Clase is a guy that obviously would bring a huge haul. But if you're going to bring up all this young talent that people like me and you guys are all clamoring for to get up in the bigs, you don't trade away those core pieces because you can go and compete with those guys here in the future. Unless you're going to bring in ready-made guys that are ready to go and help compete now.
Amen. I completely agree. So nice.
Hey, breakhead news. One of those guys I think Sleeveless Mike's referring to, Chase the Lauder, for your Columbus Clippers, ring your bell, took it deep to Nationwide Boulevard tonight.
See, you know what now? And this is a time when you bring Chase the Lauder in after they just went, 2-1 or 3-0 against Astros. You don't bring him in the middle of a 10-game losing streak and expect the kid from Columbus, to change. You bring him in when you're winning and the team's feeling good and he's a rookie sitting in the corner and they're teaching. You know what I mean? I see him bringing him up better now coming in against Chicago than during the losing streak is what I was saying.
And
he needs
Roger,
to come up. He needs to come up because he's a Rule 5 guy. If they don't put him on the 40 by November, he goes into the Rule 5 draft and they lose him. So they have to put him. My only thing is he worth more not on the 40? Is that why they're not putting him on it? If they want to trade him? But I tried to read up on it. I can't find nothing that says he's worth more either on the 40. If they're going to trade him, they're going to trade him.
We have a great show tonight, Roger, with two experts on that. I think
he's got to come up. He's got to come up. They got no choice. They got to see what they have in him,
Yes, but it is important to wait for the right time. Don't overwhelm them. Let them be ready.
I get it. I agree. They probably have him at an at-bat count when he gets to X number, or there's something that when he hits a mark that they set, and they do not, the Guardians/Indians, they do not deter from their path that they're on. They do not switch gears for nothing. So they're going to conduct business the way they do it, no matter what. So they got whatever date set for him, and that's when he's coming. And it's not going to be sooner.
No, gentlemen, I don't know. And maybe the guys that you got coming on a little later can answer this for me. But can they still manipulate service time by waiting, bringing up Chase DeLauder at a much later
I
time.
think the answer is yes.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's happening. Instead of trying to compete, what they did was manipulated some service time so they can find a way to cash in on the back end of all of this, because pro sports teams are money printing factories.
Right, but a lot of his service time got eat up on the IR and hurt. You know what I mean? He's got to be signed to the 40-man by November. There's no more of that service time game to play with him. Most of his time's all ate up. By November, they lose him if they don't put him, if they don't add him. And that's it.
A lot of time between now and November, though. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It's getting interesting. What's the score? Let me check the score again.
Score is for your Cleveland Guardians, 0. The Cheaters.
Man, look at that. Inning 8. Just put up 2 runs.
Man,
You know.
that turn the whole
How
season around.
is how is the network going, Sleeveless Mike? I know you guys rebranded.
Yeah, we do. So the rebrand, we are now officially called Raw Dog Sports. It has gone well so far. We have some fun things coming up. I mean, fun for us. We have a march coming up that we're going to take part in for veteran suicide prevention, Reverend Warrior March. So we'll be doing, pictures and social media for those guys, trying to just continue to grow our channel and our entire community of veterans. So I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Hell yeah. Anytime. Doors open.
Yeah. Like I said,
We
man,
love our
and
veterans on the Dawg Chug. We love our
Hell
veterans.
yes.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you, boys.
I'm looking forward. I want to come back and talk to Evo because I'm a big fan of his quarterback and the Minnesota Vikings, and I want to get back in there and talk with them. When you guys get going talking football. Because even though I'm a Lions fan, I'm a big fan of McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, good job, Raw Dog
Thank you,
Sports.
Raw Dog.
Producer Amber is on it right
Nice.
Wow. You guys have a producer. We used to have a producer.
We still have one, Andy, a really good one.
All right.
now. Yeah.
That's good to hear. All right. Any other sage wisdom you got there, Sleeveless Mike? Anything you want to?
Not really, guys. I just wanted to come in, say hello. Appreciate you guys having me on. Appreciate you guys coming on our show, and to officially just say that I think the Guards season is dead. However, it is always great to go out and get a sweep potentially of the absolute cheating ass Houston Astros team.
Fuck yes.
There you go.
Love it.
But guys, thank you very much. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. Thanks for bringing me in. You got a couple more people that are waiting, so I'll go ahead and bounce out of here.
Thank you, Sleeveless Mike. And you know what? Do you ever wear sleeves in the winter? Just let the audience know.
Yeah. So when this all started, it was the No Sleeves Network started. It was sleeves are optional, not sleeves are prohibited. So every once in a while, when the weather calls for it, I will toss them on.
Okay, but to show your toughness, you might keep a sleeveless to show your toughness. Right?
Not for the toughness. I'm fat, and it's more comfortable this way.
Tennessee tried that against Ohio State. That didn't work out for them.
No, they didn't either. All right, boys. I appreciate you.
Ed came on one day. He had sleeveless, and it looked like a bird was in a cage. He came in. It looked like a bird cage.
Don't do that to him. Come on, guys. Be nice.
Thank you, Sleeveless
Love you
Mike.
guys. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Love you. Sleeveless Mike, everyone. He's the best.
Yeah, they're good, man. Really, their podcast, it's a really good one. Catch them. I don't know what time they're on because I watch everything taped or on delay. But check them out, man. Yeah.
And soon to feature Ed in Columbus.
Yeah, hey. I creep. I do a lot.
Oh, you got to go on. I had a great time. It's great. Yeah.
He's waiting to be invited.
They had the rest. Now they're gonna have the best of the Dawg Chug. Yeah, that's right.
All right. We got a little bit of business to get to first, a little bit of fun, actually. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ed.
Pays the bills.
That's
Do
right.
what you do.
That's right. This is Ed in Columbus with your Dawg Chug. Breaking news. Steelers star wide receiver DK Metcalf said that he would be a fat ass if not for football, and he wouldn't care about his body. He accepted a trade to Pittsburgh, so obviously he doesn't care about himself. And if you're listening, Notorious ADJ, go fuck yourself and go Browns.
Ooh.
Good one.
The Cavs Summer League tips off Thursday, and the only people that care are degenerate gamblers that go by the name of Andy.
Good. Nice. Good one.
And finally, now that Lonzo Ball is a Cavalier, and with Shador on the Browns, fathers Deion Sanders and LeVar Ball now have a rooting interest in Cleveland. 10 toes down interest? Not exactly. And if these picks bother you, you might be lactose intolerant.
Ooh.
And this is Ed in Columbus with your Dawg Chug. Breaking news.
There's the pun we were looking for. Well done, Ed.
That's the pun. Delicious that was.
Oh, man.
Lactose.
Wonderful it was.
All right. Do we have some top 10 action? I'm not sure.
We do have a top 10 tonight. I wasn't on
Excellent.
vacation, but these were sent in. I had a couple tops I was bouncing around, and I looked in my inbox, and I'm just going to say these were anonymous from the home office out of Columbus, Ohio. These came in before the Astro series, and they're the top 10 reasons to still go to the Guardians game. And I'm still going to read them because they're sent in by a watcher of the show. Number 10, wear Indians gear and make fun of the gay-ass Guardians name. Number 9, you're an alcoholic and Andy invited you. Number 8, it's Cleveland. There ain't shit else to do. Number 7, bet on the hot dog race. It's more exciting than the game. Number 6, maybe the Guards will score a run that day. Number 5, count the number of green seats that haven't been switched out yet. Number 4, so you can post a selfie on X and then argue with others. Number 3, bitch about the Browns amongst other loser Browns fans waiting in line for a beer. Number 2, Guardians. I thought this was a rubber duck game. Number 1, and the number 1 reason is because it beats watching the Dawg Chug.
Ooh. Ouch.
Oh, I read them straight from the email that was sent.
I am right.
And
What? Don't you finish this with a little tagline? What's going on?
Yeah, he does usually. He does. And I'm Roger first and you're not. How about that? Right.
I didn't want to, I don't want to take credit for somebody else's work. And they were sending somebody that has
anonymous from Columbus, Ohio. That's all we know.
Roger, you're presenting them, so you should give your tagline. Doesn't matter who wrote them.
All right.
Unless, it's so offensive you don't want to take credit for it, but then don't read it. It's easy.
I didn't want to sign off on it like it was mine.
You didn't want to auto pen it, Andy. You didn't want to auto pen it.
You're not.
Yeah, auto pen.
Candy Corn Guy says Roger Biden. I'm laughing very hard at that. It's
Candy Corn. Candy Corn, we cheated. Fuck you.
Oh, there he goes, pissing off the audience again. All right.
Oh, well.
I saw Chuck coming pop in for a minute, but sometimes his internet's a little wonky, so maybe he's still trying to connect. But let's bring on his co-host from the At the Corner pod, Zach. Welcome back to the Dawg Chug.
What's going on, boys? Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you. You and Chuck are the best of the best when it comes to talking tribe, Guardians, Indians, whatever you want to say. Are you concerned for Chuck's well-being?
Not anymore after that crash out he had on Twitter a few days ago. If you saw it, it was a thing of beauty to watch live. Fucking hang it in the Louvre, frame it, tell your mom, tell your dad. And that's the thing I love about him. I love him so much because we don't ever script our shows or anything. We just come in cold with our takes because we both pay attention enough to the team. We talk about it through the week. Sometimes he will just say the most deadpan shit, the most serious. He'll say the funniest thing, but he is dead serious about it. And that's why just watching him is so funny. But I think he and the rest of us are kind of starting to get to the point where we're kind of accepting, the fate of the way things are, as much as that sucks. And I don't know why Candy Corn owes me money, but I'm broke as hell. So anybody, I'll
Venmo that shit.
I'll drop Venmo in the chat. You guys are more than welcome to send donations our way. I'm just playing.
Accepting their fate, and obviously the season is not going as we all had hoped, but
hell no.
Is that impacting your long-term vision for this team, or are you just talking about the 2025?
To be completely honest, I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. This, and you guys know me, I'm usually pretty even keeled, and maybe a grass is always greener than we're seeing it kind of guy. But this season has been weird. So they traded a guy that produces offense at a league of 30% above league average is Josh Naylor. And guess what? Josh is absolutely smashing it for the Diamondbacks this year. And you replaced him with a 39-year-old veteran who is playing about as well as you'd expect a 39-year-old veteran to play for the same money, by the way. The same money. They paid Carlos Santana $12 million that Josh Naylor was going to make in arbitration. So I don't get it. And the thing is, their offseason, like, I liked the moves that they made for pitching, and that is blowing up in their face to nobody's fault. Luis Ortiz, were potentially looking at him being banned for life from Major League Baseball if this investigation pans out poorly. If they find that he did throw those pitches, he's done. Tucupita Maracano received a lifetime ban. He didn't even bet on games that he played in. He just bet on games that his team played, and they banned him for life.
Why did he have to pitch it like Sir Yacht? Even if it's a ball, just make it look like? Why did he have to go Sir Yacht on that pitch?
So the first pitch that's in question is not that bad, but the second one, the second one is really bad. Like it looks pretty damning. But when you get placed on non-disciplinary leave by MLB security, that's a big deal. And you know what? Maybe baseball has shot themselves in the foot with this. This is an overarching thing, but did nobody see this coming? Like, baseball has shoved sports betting down our throat. Baseball has shoved sports betting down our throats since it was legalized. Right. Like, the league had to know that there was an inherent risk of players betting on games. And guess what? The league has had tainted issues in a long-standing rapport of people betting on games. Pete Rose, the Black Sox scandal. The Black Sox scandal happened in the 1920s, and it's still a major stain on the league's reputation, which is why they take it so seriously. But they're the ones that chose to partner with the books, so this is what they get. And the thing that sucks is you traded Andres Jimenez and then flipped Spencer Horowitz for Luis Ortiz, and that trade may end up betting you 2 prospects that are a maybe if Ortiz ends up banned for life.
Wow.
Yeah, 1919 was a Black Sox scandal.
All right. Well, Roger really quickly went from masturbating to slitting his wrists. So thank you for that. We got Chuck on. We can confirm Chuck is still out there. So Chuck, welcome back to the Dawg Chug.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Yeah, there he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's everything going? Good to see everybody.
How are you enjoying this small respite of winning baseball?
I'm not enjoying it at all. I'm just so... I am devastated about
What's your favorite word?
Just gut wrenched. Like Sunday, that the pass ball by Bo Naylor just ripped my guts out. It did. I haven't recovered, and then the 3-run homer just it killed me. Honestly, like, it's Wednesday today. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, I haven't recovered since Sunday.
Cut the crap. Sunday, you went on a date. We don't. Here's the thing. Okay,
it was horrible. I was like,
wait, the date or the game?
Both. I didn't recover. I was like in the shits. It was bad. It was. I couldn't recover from it, and it just. On my forehead, it said "I'm a loser" when I was with the girl, and it was just all.
We're all losers, Chuck.
Honestly,
I like it, Zach. That's my motto.
I'm calling you out. I didn't care about your little thing, your little spat, and Zach alluded to it earlier on, and which it was funny, and Chuck, you're very entertaining on X. But here's the thing: I don't know if it was cool with the apology tour. I don't really feel like you had anything to apologize for.
No, you definitely didn't have anything to apologize for.
I think you going on your little rants is actually good for you. I think it shows the vivacious Chuck. Maybe the Chuck that didn't show up to his date on Sunday. I don't know.
Wow. I ran into a few people and I kind of shat on them, and I felt like I was a dick, but yeah, I probably didn't need to apologize. But yeah,
I liked it, Chuck. I thought it was.
It's my gimmick. It's
you had more fight than the Guardians. More fight than the Guardians. I liked it.
Yeah, so I was trying to will the Guardians to victory that day, but I was just a comatose by the time I got to that date after that 3-run home run. I was so upset.
I'm going to request kindly that I always see the apology. I don't see what kicks off the apology. So just why don't you in the future, just post off of your.
There was some dope that
Retweet.
said you better not trade Carlos Santana or Lane Thomas because you need to find replacements for him, and that not be an easy thing to do, and it may affect the clubhouse. And I saw that, and I just like, are you
Lost your
fucking
mind.
out of your mind? Do me a favor when you clock into work tomorrow. Wear your undies on top of your head when you go into work. That was my tweet. Yeah.
Wow.
That was one that bothered me. And and then these people just random accounts just post Chase the Lauders highlights all day. CJ Kafis, I can't take it anymore.
Both did home runs. Kafis, I think, hit one too.
Yeah, they both hit home runs again
I saw it
tonight.
too. So I posted from now on, all content creators and all random Guardians accounts do not post the Lauder and CJ Kafis stats or updates in the minor leagues. And then somebody shat on me for saying people get paid for that. So I go, okay, you're right. So anybody who gets paid still do that. Everybody else just shut the fuck up and don't talk about Chase the Lauder until he's called up to Cleveland. That's basically what I said.
Zach, you're a co-host. You've known him for a long time.
Yes, sir. This will be our third season.
Wow, that's
Actually, no. This our fourth year.
Fourth,
doing
it's our
this thing
fourth.
together.
Yeah, it's our fourth. Yeah.
Chuck is obviously back into the dating world. I don't know if you have a sister, if you sisters, best friends. Would you set them up on a date with Chuck? If, if the logistics were right.
Hypothetically, if I had a sister, yes, but I am the oldest of 4 boys in my house. But would I entrust my sibling to Chuck, who's one of my best friends? Absolutely.
Now, Chuck has said that he's a little, it's tough getting back there in the dating world, and he's still learning the ropes. So, what would you tell your hypothetical sister to let her know? Hey, just take it easy. You might be a little off, but he's a great guy. He's going to get there.
I would buy her the most recent copy of Baseball Prospectus for the previous season, bookmark the Guardians page, and say, "Here's your homework."
All right.
I appreciate that. I have a policy. I don't really date family members, sisters, or friends, sisters. I just don't do it. It's just not. It just doesn't end well. Okay. And yeah, I'm still not over that date. No, I was with this girl, and she's just looking at me like, why aren't you talking? And I'm just like, I just can't believe Kate Smith gave up a 3-run homer. And she looked at me like I was like an idiot, like I had 3 heads. And I'm like, okay, just any semblance of a future I have with you just ended right there. Just adios.
Wow. Well,
look, I dated all my friends' sisters, all of them. Like, stop it. I'm like, no, I went through all of them.
We actually, we always do Roger school. We've done Ed school, and now we have a little bit planned to help you out, Chuck. So we came up with 5 random scenarios that could occur on a random date, and we're going to pivot to you to kind of say what you would do if that situation occurred.
Sure.
Pretty simple. And Lana was going to come on and kind of give like the HR version of what you should do, just, to give you a little bit of feedback. But since she's not on tonight, we're going to have Chugbot tell you what Chugbot thinks you should do. So let's just start it out right now. This should be fun. Okay, this is kind of a generic one, but halfway through dinner, you're at dinner with the beautiful date, you're having a good time, and you excuse yourself to the little boys' room, and you realize when you're in there that you forgot your wallet and you have no way to pay for dinner. What do you do?
I don't have a wallet.
Yeah.
I would ask the whoever's taking my bill if I could sell them, and I'll give them an extra $50 so I don't have to deal with the shit show of saying no.
So wait,
It's a very responsible answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to do.
Very responsible.
Yeah.
What would you do again? I think I missed.
I would sell the restaurant 50, like whatever the bill costs, and an extra $25-$50 for the shit show. Like I'm a dick for not bringing my wallet with me, and
you promised that you'd come back and give them more money than you owe.
Yeah, just for the troubles of being an asshole, of not bringing my wallet, I would just give them an extra like $50. Yeah, that's what I would do. Or I would ask the girl I'm with to pay, and I would just Venmo her like an extra $25 just to.
Quick break. Your Guardians have a sweep.
Yeah, just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Chuck would promise more money. He'd come back and he'd pay. He's an honest man. We all know that. Chugbot, what do you think Chuck should do?
You awkward divorcee. Better not just sit there sweeting. Tell the waiter you lost it in a heroic save the date move. Then charm your way out with a sob story about your guardian's obsession distracting you. What I'd do, bust out a fake sob, claim a pickpocket stole it while you were saving a kitten, and sweet talk the date into spotting you.
Oh, okay. So not so a little different, but that's, first of all, Lana would have been much better. So it is what it is.
Chugbot's drunk.
What a dine and dash.
All right, let's move on to scenario number 2.
That's right, Lysandra. That Chugbot is the boo of Lysandra. That is correct.
Okay.
Hi, Lysandra. How are you?
Uh-oh.
Lysandra.
Chuck, hey now.
Hey now.
Sandra, you have to come on very soon. We miss you. Okay.
Well,
so
Sandra and James, we gotta get James on. I think he's watching tonight.
Yeah, Chuck, watch out.
nice. Okay, so Chuck,
Yeah,
you're on this
Very
date.
well.
You're at dinner. She's sexy. She makes you laugh a bunch of times. She's got a great job and looking for something serious and wants a family. But before the check comes, she announces she's the most hardcore Yankees fan in existence. What do you do?
I would. That wouldn't be a problem. I would actually enjoy it because, like, whatever, I have an in with baseball and I can just maneuver my way in. Like, that's like I'm in. The baseball, Yankees, Guardians. It's that's a plus for me.
And she could be a Knicks fan too. And then I know Chuck's a Knicks fan.
Yeah, and I can also morph like the Yankees to the Guardians over time.
Yeah.
Once you walk into my apartment, it's literally like a Guardians fest. It's like insanity. Yeah.
It's like something from the movie Seven, is what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, good movie.
Okay, that's a pretty good answer. I like that answer. That's very adult of you to be able to deal with that. I mean, she might not let you watch the Guardians on the TV. She might insist you're watching Yankees games, but you're saying
Yes,
I'm going to roll.
No, so that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen.
Whoa, hey now.
2 TVs, headphones, Bluetooth, and you can watch together your separate games.
No, I
Hold hands.
need a full presentation, TV, my own. I have a whole system. It has to, yeah.
You're gonna die a bachelor.
Yeah.
All right, Chugbot, what do you think Chuck should have done? Chugbot?
You should have smirked, said, Yankees. Guess I'll trade you for a Cleveland heart. Let's split the bill and see if you can handle my guardian's obsession. Then wink and roll with it. Turning her fandom into a flirty challenge.
Wow, it's very responsible of you, Chugbot. This is the most unoffensive I think you've ever been. Well done. All right, scenario number 3. I think you guys both passed that one. Got some good insight. After a good night kiss and a great time, you ask if you could see her again, and she leans in and says, look, I'm not looking to get anything serious until like late fall, but I could really use getting laid tonight if you're game.
So this, basically, what I'm surmising from that question is we have sex and then we don't pick it up again until the fall. Is that correct?
Yeah,
That sounds like. I mean, maybe
More or
you would
less.
have sex again.
I wouldn't have done this 2 months ago, but yeah, I would have sex with her, and then
Dog.
yeah. I'm evolving. I'm terrible, but please, yeah, no, I'm evolving, yeah.
Chuck,
But-
we're
but-
saints here
Chuck-
compared to Ed
Chuck's
and
got
Roger.
the itch.
No,
Chuck's
no,
got
but
the itch.
I would like to have sex and for it to go towards a direction of moving forward in the fall.
Chuck
not
Cops
just-
feelings. She's basically saying she's being like a dude, Chuck, and she's saying, "I just want to use you," and you got a problem with it. You're like, my feelings. So you're like the.
You could use me. I don't care. Use me all you want. I don't
Okay,
care. But
okay.
you left the fall thing in the question. So yeah, I would like to pursue that come the fall again.
Put it on the schedule, Andy.
All right,
Fair
Chugbot.
enough.
What would you think Chuck should do in this scenario? He said he was going to go for it, but what do you think he should do? Chugbot.
That's a horny curveball your guardian's obsessed ass didn't see coming. You should flash a wicked grin. Growl. Full can wait. Let's bang like beasts tonight. Your bed or mine. You sexy minx. Grab that pussy and skip the sack trap.
Wow.
Wow.
There it is, Sherry. There's the unhinged guards Chugbot.
I didn't say that part. I just said I would have sex. I didn't say that part.
All right. Scenario number 4. This is a tough one because, it's just tough for me to say. It's not so much tough for you to answer. You're out with a beautiful, successful, charming girl, and as you're leaving the restaurant after a successful date, she leans in and uses the N-word to describe your waiter.
Yeah, that's a very upsetting. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that'd be like a what the fuck just happened? Like, I never like I just can't. Yeah, like fuck that. No part of
What
it.
exactly did you ask, Andy? I was tuned out. I'm sorry. What exactly was
It kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know what that
The
question
date's
was.
going really well, but then she calls the waiter like the N-word as they're leaving the restaurant.
I thought she. Okay, never mind. I thought she.
Yeah, that's a no. You're crazy. Have a good night.
Good. Glad that you said that. Chugbot.
Scratch Marjorie Green off the list.
Okay, Chugbot. How do you think Chuck should handle that one?
Damn that, Roger.
Hold on. Sorry. Okay.
Roger
Okay.
Biden.
Here we go.
Chick who charms your ass till she drops the N-word on the way to let in the joint. That's a racist gut punch your guardian's obsessed brain didn't see coming. You should storm off. Yell. Fuck that noise. I'm not that and a bigot. Take your ass and that check elsewhere. You vile bitch.
Whoa. That's very responsible. I think actually you and Lana had the same answer on that one. Nice.
Jeez, oh man.
All right, and then finally, you're out to dinner, and you kind of realize, like during the entire dinner, that she talks way too much. She showed up to this fancy dinner that you're taking her out to wearing a dirty V-neck. She says she has a terrible case of OCD, but then announces she's the biggest Guardians fan of all time and never misses a pitch, and is just looking for a partner to enjoy the Guardians with. What do you do?
That's honestly my dream scenario. Like I can't even describe to you. Like maybe I gotta move to Cleveland for it to happen.
So you really want the girl to have the V-neck? Would you trade V-necks with her, or how's that work? Like,
She could rock the V-necks and watch the Guardians games with me, and whatever we'll be doing afterward. But yeah, that would be. I can't even describe to you how much like being with a Guardians fan would be good for me.
You run her through the car wash. Roll, baby.
Roger, whatever that means, I would run her through the car wash. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that too.
Chuck says,
got to get the undercarriage, Roger. Got to get the undercarriage in the car wash.
Chuck says
$15
scenario.
Get the whole thing.
Chugbot, what do you think Chuck should have done in this instance? Do you agree? Anytime.
You should smirk. Say, OCD and Guardians. Babe, I'm ditching this meal to jerk off to a silent Cleveland sunset. Call me when you shut up. Dump her ass and save yourself from that pitch-by-pitch hell.
Wow. Okay. Well,
We got a 50-50 mix of Chugbot tonight.
I don't think Chugbot really helped out very much here. I wish Lana had been here, but I think your answers were really good. So I don't think you need that much help. I think you're ready to date. So you should be more confident. Your answers are good.
That.
Solid.
And Candy Corn Guy, yes, this tree it's a 365-day-a-year tree.
Yeah, and he also wants Chugbot maybe to speak up. He says maybe.
Andy, I feel like I've seen that tree like every show.
Yeah, it's always there.
Okay, that's why.
We had 13 trees up this past Christmas, and these 2 are mine. And I don't like taking trees down. So after I took down the other 11, I said, these are staying. Deal with
He's a tree hugger.
Can I shit on the Guardians? Can I get it off my chest, or are we doing that later?
We got spit sip. Depending on what the topic is, we have spit sip chug, and if you dare steal one of those, I'll have to mute.
Well, no. Sometimes spit pick chug. We throw out random arbitrary Browns questions when
You
it's
do
like
that. You tend to go off topic. Yeah.
okay, no, but so obviously we had a 10-game losing streak, and the season is officially in the shits. We won the last 2 games, so now is not a day to be shitting on that. But you know that Detroit Tiger series was so devastating because we literally could have won every game. The pitching was so good in that series, we literally could have won every game. And now it's just a disaster. Bo Naylor, he's a disaster. What Zach? What's his WRC plus at this point? 70
Bo by this month.
What is he weighing? A 70 right now on WRC plus?
76 or something like
Oh
that.
my god! It's just I can't even get over the one.
Actually, hold on. Give him 82. Still not great, but
Okay. But he's just a disaster. Lane Thomas, you could not have come up with a worse walk year for free agency. Just it's done. It's over. It's just Angel Martinez has played well in the last 2 games, but he's been a disaster.
he was one of the worst hitters in the month of June.
Zach, like I'm starting to lose it with the Kyle Manzardo situation. I just don't get it. Like, what are we doing here?
That's the other thing that didn't make sense to me when they signed Santana is you're actively hurting Kyle Manzardo's trade value, who was a very nice trade return in the Savali trade.
It's just
Not helping him
ridiculous.
Hey,
And then don't even get. Yeah, go.
I gotta say something about Manzardo and how they've handled Manzardo. And Manzardo's gone right now because his mother's having a heart transplant.
Yep.
So I gotta think that there's been some things weighing on this young man's mind throughout this entire 3 or 4 month process because you just don't wake up one morning and you need a heart transplant. So there's been things going on in this kid's private life, and a lot of people don't take things like that into consideration. That these guys are human beings, man. And maybe they limit it. Maybe they know what's going on with him way more than we do. When it comes up, when Carl Man, I stopped when I saw the news that he was on medical leave, and the reason why I'm like, it starts to make a little more sense. You look at like Class A, he had the off year in 2023. And everybody's what's wrong with him. And he had some things going on in his family, had a health problem. So, these people are human beings, man. And people forget that.
No, I agree with you, and that's very well said. It's just how he was managed the first month or 2 of the season was just weird. David Fry, he's just not ready. I don't know. He's just not.
He's hurt.
And not only that, he can't. He's a DH, and he only hits lefties.
He's our future catcher.
That's fine.
Future catcher.
That's great.
And he should be in Columbus swinging the bat every night.
Exactly.
I agree.
Will Wilson, he's just not a major league player. He's not.
No.
It's okay.
Neither is Angel Martinez for that matter.
And you know what? You could bring David Fry back at the end of September and have him swinging the bat for you hot in October because he's been ripping in Columbus for 2 months. You know what I mean? And
don't
get
get
the guy's confidence up, and yeah, there's a lot of things that they need to do.
And don't even get me started on how John Kenzie Noel was with his playing time, the profile, the whole thing was just a mess from the start. And then you get to the pitching. So Bybee is not having the year that we thought he would. It's still early. It's still early. Gavin Williams is probably our best starter right now. So give him credit. Logan Allen. Guys, all of you should give respect to Logan Allen. And Zach, we're shitting on the Josh Naylor trade, and it looks bad. There's just no, in terms of a line of production, clubhouse fit. Naylor.
Clubhouse is the biggest thing.
Carlos Santana, Josh Naylor, bad. But we did get Slade Ciccone. So people forget that about that trade. He's looking like pretty good right now.
Especially tonight.
And the bullpen is I don't care. The bullpen is starting. Gaddis fell off the cliff. Tim Herron fell off the cliff.
And we got to move it along.
I'm fucking pissed off.
Well done. And we're going to move it to Ed, your little segment here.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's our big segment. It is the greatest segment in all of podcasting. It is time for Spit, Sip, Chug. Spit, Sip, Chug. So I will say a statement. It is a statement, not a question. So don't question my statement. If you heavily agree with that statement, you will chug. If you don't like it at all, you will spit. And if you're lukewarm on it, you will sip. Up to you guys. You two gentlemen, Chuck, Zach, and Roger, sip tonight. Yes or no?
Just let him sip because he's faster. If he
I know. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Moving on. Thank you. Executive order put in there. We'll start with the first statement, and we'll start with you, Zach.
Okay.
And it's scrolling on the bottom. Jose Ramirez not partaking in the All-Star game activities is the right move.
I'm chugging to that. So cheers. I think it's the right move. So Jose's a vet. He's 32. He's not slowing down at all. I don't know if you guys saw Meisel's tweet earlier today, but he's been pretty banged up. He's had a screwed up wrist. He's had a sprained ankle. He definitely got a bruise from that pitch that bitch ass Kevin Gossman threw at him, because apparently, some people play baseball with the mentality of a 13-year-old. But he's a vet. He knows what his team needs. He is the heartbeat of the team. There's no mistaking that. And that's tough. Those guys, they want to go play in the All-Star game. They want to go play in the All-Star game. Of course they do. But to have the awareness to be like, hey, I need, the All-Star break for a lot of guys is a really good reset for their health. It's a good time for guys to just, you'd be surprised what a week off in baseball can do in the grueling length that is 162 games. So I'm for it. If Hosey says he's not good for it, don't go risk getting hurt, because if Hosey goes and plays in the All-Star game, he's going to give it his best. So I'm for it. Chug it.
Nice. Chuck.
I'm
I need more booze.
sipping. I'm sipping. And he needs to recover. That's great. I'm just worried. I don't like when I saw that today, because Jose Ramirez loves the game of baseball and loves to represent the game of baseball. And when he's saying I can't do it, it just whatever, makes you sad, makes you worried. So, but it's definitely the right decision to sit it out. I'm worried. I'm worried about, what that means.
Andy.
Don't care. Not going to be watching.
I'm going to chug because I want to chug, and I can't beat that answer, Andy. Damn it. You got me on that one.
Andy, why won't you be watching? What are you going to watch? Kevin Stefanski's,
Nope.
live
Don't
pool
give a
cube show? Like, what are you going to watch?
about the All-Star game. Never have, never will. Even when it's in Cleveland, I barely pay attention to it. So, cheers.
Yeah.
Fair.
I didn't know that.
So, Roger.
Me?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I'm shocked. I'm chugging. Everything Zach said, a little bit what Chuck said. The one thing, everybody, what really had me about, people were saying that number one trade Jose Ramirez, those people just need to stop talking about baseball.
Those people need to have their internet taken away.
And the people, exactly. And the people that, the reason that they feel sorry for Jose signed on, he knew the organization that he signed on with, and he knew exactly how they conduct business, and he knew exactly what they were going to do. And I think they listened to him in times when they gave him Amid Rosario to help him with the young guys, and I think that's why Rosario was here as long as he was. Jose Ramirez is doing what's best for the Cleveland Guardians right now, and Jose Ramirez is a ball player. I don't think he wants to go party and have a good time. I think he wants to focus on getting his team back on track, because I'm telling you, man, the Detroit Tigers are everybody's treating the Detroit Tigers like they're a veteran ball club, like they're the Dodgers or the Yankees, filled with all these veterans that know how to handle the postseason, that have been to the postseason, that can play a 162 game season. They're going to hit a wall. Detroit's going to hit a wall. If the Guardians keep playing hard and keep just, pumping out wins and playing good baseball, we'll see you in September, man. It's going to be something in September, I promise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that will bring us to statement number 2, and it's one that I saw today.
And Jose knows it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're fine.
White Sox Athletics. Just putting that out there.
Thanks, Chuck. Statement number 2. We'll begin with you, Chuck, since you got the need for gab right now. The Guardians' second half schedule makes a wild card run very possible.
Damn it.
Yes, but the next 7 games are extremely imperative to go, I'd say 5 out of 7. Yes, 100. But yes, it's definitely possible.
So you're chugging or sipping?
Sipping, because you never know. You honestly, at some point, you just say to yourselves, "Are the White Sox like a better lineup than us?" Like, maybe they are. It's just like you never know what's going to happen with this roster right now. The one thing we're forgetting that exists in this team is Shane Bieber is somewhere, like just somewhere, and
He is.
you never know. So you don't know
He
what's
is
going to
somewhere.
happen
He's
with that.
statement number 4, Chuck. Let's not mention him anymore. Shane is out there. He's statement number 4.
I'm just saying, you never know what that could mean for a season, or we
So,
can just trade him, or we trade him and he never makes it to Cleveland. So,
Andy, okay, so you're okay, perfect. Andy,
Hit the
you're good.
I'm chugging on it being very possible. And then I'm spitting on that it'll happen.
Fair.
I'm going to chug on the fact that I think the schedule is a little bit easier, obviously, than the first half. Can they make a run? Yes. The only thing that actually scares me is when I look at the schedule, August 12th through the 17th. And this goes back to the days of the 90s when they were the Indians and they were kick button and doing all that fun stuff and wahooing. But they lost to the Florida Marlins. Well, they go down to Miami 12th through the 14th. And then when they're done with them, they go to Atlanta. And I just remember 95 and 97. So, and you look at it and like, okay, they should win, maybe 4 or whatever like that. But, it's those teams. I don't know. They always struggle with that. And they got Minnesota. They got the Mets. I do think they're just going to play better baseball. I think that's going to be the key. I do think they're going to turn it around, play better baseball. They just swept the freaking Astros, for God's sake.
I agree, Ed, but at some point, are the Marlins better than us? I don't know.
We're gonna find out. I saw teams in the 90s that should have beat the Marlins that didn't. I saw teams that so we've always struggled against these teams. So that's what I'm saying. I think the schedule is easier. Will they do it? To Andy's point, he doesn't think so. That's the only disagreement we have. I do think they'll put themselves in contention. I don't know if they get it done, but they will be in contention. Roger.
I'm chugging. I've already said why I believe Detroit's going to hit a wall. I'm looking more than a wild card run. I think it's possible that they can still win the division. And I'm on record, and I'm going to stand by it.
All right. Okay. Zach.
All right, so I'm gonna sip because baseball is a weird game, and if there's anything that the last 3 days reminded me about is that I do not know shit about this game sometimes, no matter how much I consume it or try to understand it. Cleveland had absolutely no business sweeping the Astros especially with how the Astros are playing, especially coming off a sweep of the Dodgers. But
baseball's weird. It's just
weird. Baseball is weird, but also like baseball is a game that tends to play to the average. And let's face it, this is a team that's batting with a slash line of 224, 295, and 366. That's average on base percentage and team slugging percentage. That 366 slugging percentage is abysmal. They have a team OPS of 661, which is good for 28th in the entire league. They are trotting out a 5 through 9 every day that is consistently just not getting it done. That 5 through 9 and that 10-game losing streak had an average below the Mendoza line at 200, had a slugging percentage under 300. But this just isn't going to magically fix itself. These guys have been playing under league average offensive production all season. There's not one move that fixes this. Shane Bieber coming back doesn't magically change your season. You have 2 guys that you can consistently count on to at least give you half of a chance in a clutch situation, which is Quan and Ramirez. Everybody else is a crapshoot. Jonathan Rodriguez is pounding balls into the dirt. I don't know why he's on this team. Angel Martinez has probably bought himself some time hitting from the right side of the plate. But the reality is, guys, there's probably some guys that are on their way out the door at the trade deadline. Carlos Santana's probably gone. The Mariners need a first baseman because they just DFA'd Rowdy Tellez.
He's gone.
And he's gone. He's on a 1-year contract. I don't know if I see it. Schedule strength is a thing, but like teams go on runs. The season is long. This team has been blessed to stay relatively healthy, like all things considered to this point, but the dog days of summer are still ahead. August usually tends to be most teams' hardest month. And thankfully for Cleveland, their schedule's pretty easy, but I'll sip on it just because I believe in Steven Vogt, but you're kind of stuck with what you have, and you have to hope that some guys figure it out. Because like I said, there's not one move that fixes this team. They're not really in position to be definitive buyers at the trade deadline. They're still within the wild card. That's going to be the question is, come the trade deadline, where are they in the wild card? But if they're in the wild card run, Santana's probably gone, and they may trade for a fringe bat. I wouldn't expect too much. So taper your expectations.
Would that be Candy Corn? Would that be the Cleveland Indians strike shortened season of 1995? Yes, it was the 94 strike, but the 95 season had 144 games where the Cleveland Indians won 100 of those games. So is that the answer, Candy Corn? You can put it in the comments. So that will, Andy, for the sake of the show, I think we're going to go to our last Spit Sip Chug. There were 4, but we kind of talked about Shane Bieber, and I kind of know how this is going to go, but this is one we haven't really talked about, him. And we'll start with you, Andy, because Nolan Jones can be the man in right field. He has played better lately.
I kind of feel like I want to answer the exact same way. Of course he could be the man, but I don't think he's going to be. So I'm going to chug the way you wrote it.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful, but yeah, I'm not very optimistic. So chug and spit incoming.
Damn, I'm going to do the same thing. Well-written statement, I must say. But actually, if you look at it, since June 1st, 274 batting average. I mean, he's on base. I mean, he's better, but I don't know. Like, he just gets hot and cold, and we'll have to see. But I like your answer. So I am chugging and spitting, and we'll go to you, Roger.
I don't know, man. He's 27 years old. So I'm still going to chug on him because he's 27 years old. And because I think Zach's going to have some numbers for you over his last month or so. That's going to tell you that Nolan Jones is on a trajectory to be our starting right fielder every day. And I'm done.
There's a good chance, but in a week he could be our center fielder.
Yeah.
It's a valid point.
Yes. Sorry.
Zach knows way more about baseball numbers than I do, so I'm done. I'll let Zach take over.
I was cheering Big Brother. Sorry. Shut up, Mike Crutchfield.
All right, so I'm actually going to surprise you guys. I'm going to spit. I'm completely out on Nolan Jones.
Oh,
Yes.
So here's the thing. Like, regression to the mean is a thing. Nolan Jones had probably of course he had one of the best rookie seasons after Cleveland traded him to the Rockies. They took a flyer on him in the trade for Tyler Freeman, who, by the way, is having a monster season for the Rockies. If you want a microcosm that good players can't exist on bad teams, go watch Tyler Freeman hit well. He is playing better. He batted 260 in June. He's batting 304 so far. But here's the thing. He's not playing to the profile that Cleveland drafted him for when they drafted him originally. He was the organization's top prospect in 2019.
oh yeah.
And he was touted as a power hitting right fielder. And guess what? That's what he was for the Rockies in his rookie season. Now, granted, he played at a park that has an elevated home run stat because of the Coors factor. But even with that, he was still rocking a 127 WRC plus in his rookie season, which those of you who are not familiar with advanced statistics, that is a very good number. That is elite. And I'm out on him because this organization does not develop outfielders well. I pray to God that they have developed Chase DeLauter well. Chase DeLauter is really the first experiment in a new generation of draft theology for the Guardians. And we're seeing that pay off with guys like Kafis, DeLauter, Ralphie Velasquez, Cooper Ingle, Alex Mooney. We're starting to see maybe that the change in the way they've drafted hitters is working because we haven't had a consistent outfielder since what? Shin-Soo Choo. Right field has been a black hole for this team.
It's really amazing. It's amazing.
Choo. It's the ineptitude at developing outfield talent on this team is confounding. And this is where their rigidity just continues to hurt them. Like just give a damn for once. And I'm not the only one saying that. There's accredited media members out there talking about it. Just admit that you suck at it. There's no point in writing this out for 5 or 6 years. So I'm out on Jones. He can be a platoon guy versus right-handers. Should he be the everyday right fielder for now? Sure. Just because the roster construction is funny. But when it's Chase DeLauter season, I don't give a damn if Nolan Jones sits on the bench for the rest of the season. Send him to Triple. And the thing is, he can't go to AAA. He's out of options. He is out of minor league options.
Not even Will Brent, I don't know.
He's hurt.
I just see Nolan Jones going somewhere and doing what he did when he went.
And you know what? That's fine. But I'll take at this point. I will take Chase DeLauter's ceiling over Nolan Jones' ceiling at this point because you need to see what you have while Chase DeLauter is healthy. Who knows what the time clock on that looks like. He's a high-profile first-round
I
pick.
agree.
He's a high-profile first-round pick. You need to get him up here. And the
Right.
reality is right field in this team's composition makes the most sense for him for both his injury and his defensive skill set. So
I agree.
And Jones just happens to be the odd man out in that. He's road blocking a prospect that needs evaluated, and I don't think he makes the cut.
Center field.
Well, speaking of roadblocks, we're going to you, Chuck.
And we've got about a minute left in this segment.
Yes.
I'm sipping. I love Nolan Jones. He's so up and down. The power numbers are down. The strikeouts aren't as crazy as it was, but it's chased a lot of time. Everybody's dying for it. It's ridiculous. He's not up yet. Give him a shot at center field. Is he better than Angel Martinez? I would hope so, but yeah, I'm never out on anybody. As Roger said, 27 years old with his tools. Just I'm sipping.
Yeah.
I'm not done with him like Zach is, but it's not great.
Wow. And that will conclude Spit Sip Chug. Thank you, Andy.
Excellent answers, everybody. Had some good discourse there. And now I think we're going to turn it to our final segment of the night. Ed.
Can I ask 2 Guardians related questions, or just tell me to
you
fuck
could
off,
ask in
please?
the post show, maybe.
Yeah. Chuck, let's just see where this goes. Rapid fire. It is time for the hottest news segment.
Oh yes.
Let's go.
Sorry, opposition position. We've done enough, but we'll come back next week with that one. But rapid fire. And I was thinking about who wants to go on to rapid fire. I mean, Chuck's entertaining, and I think the reason why, Zach, I want Chuck to go, unless you want to go both at the same time, which I'm down with.
We'll go both at the same time.
You got 3 seconds. Get in sync. You guys have a show together. Let's see how in sync they are together. All right, rapid fire. 3 seconds to answer. I'll start now. The Cleveland Guardians are losers.
No.
Yes.
Stephen Vogt is a loser.
Nope.
Yes.
Anybody
you are
playing
what your record says you are.
Anybody playing catcher for the Guardians is a loser.
Yes.
Hedgie is not a loser. Bo Naylor, loser.
Thanks, Chuck. The Guardians should be buyers and sellers at the deadline.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Sellers.
Angel Hair Pasta or Angel Martinez?
Angel hair pasta all day.
Yeah. Chase DeLauder will not be a disappointment.
No.
No.
Guard starting rotation is sneaky good.
Yes.
Yes.
Kyle Manzardo will hit bombs the second half of the season.
Yes.
I hope so, but I worry.
Stephen Kwan needs to hit more home runs.
No.
No.
Tom Hamilton is the best.
You damn
Yes.
straight.
And finally, Chuck's dating life is similar to the Guardians' offense this year.
Yes. Love you, brother.
And you are off rapid fire. I don't know about you, Chuck. You got to live it.
Love you, man.
So 2 questions I want for the panel.
All right.
Shane Bieber, how do you see this playing out, Zach and Roger and Ed? It's interesting. If he doesn't
chop liver.
and Andy, no, because he has a team option for next year. So like, if he doesn't get traded, and let's say this thing goes until mid-August, at some point maybe he just picks up the option. You have him healthy to start next year, or you trade him. Look, it's interesting. What do you guys think of that?
I think a lot of it, I'll be real quick. I think a lot of it depends on how the stuff with Ortiz plays out. He's on paid suspension through the All-Star break, and that's going to tell you a lot about what their pitching depth looks like.
Yeah, sure. I've never heard somebody go on leave and just say, "Oh, you're good to go. Go pitch."
Chuck, you know you have a podcast. You know, you guys.
There's one pitcher that I worry. The Ortiz thing is crazy. It screws everything up. You hope Bieber. I think they took him out of. Everybody was focusing on him pitching at the Ducks. I think they pulled him out of the spotlight and sent him back to Arizona. Just throw BP and just let him work there until he's ready. But this is one pitcher that nobody's talking about is Bybee. That's the one that's the one pitcher that scares the crap out of me. I don't think he's an ace. I think Gavin Williams is the ace. I think Gavin Williams is going to prove to be the ace of his staff. Bybee scares the crap out of me. I wouldn't put him out there again. I have no faith in him, and he's the guy I'm out on, like you're out on Jones. Bybee.
Roger, wow. Roger, he's 27 years old.
he just gets, I don't know, man. Every time he takes the mound, he just, I don't know.
Roger, what do you always say? Baseball's hard.
And the
I
final
know,
question,
man, I know.
Stephen Kwan. 2.5 years of service time left. Look, it feels like an extension's off the table. Don't trade him now, and our left field will be in the shits for life. Probably if we do trade him. What do we do? Well, how's this gonna? If the season continues to traject like this, how do we conduct it in the offseason if no extension's done?
Nobody's extending anybody with the strike looming in and salary
Especially
cap
with all
on the
this
table,
bullshit
salary
about the
floors.
salary cap.
Fuck it,
Yeah,
Chuck. I'm
yeah.
going to say it. The Guardians are making the playoffs. Andy, I'm going against what we've been saying. They hang around. They went
They
to
do.
Houston. They got the sweep. You know what? I'm calling
4
it.
games out. 4.5
Guardians,
games into the wild card.
We're doing this shit, Cleveland. We're doing
That
it.
lead is kicking in, and by the way, our hour is kicking in, so I think
Yes.
it's time to close this one.
Extend Stephen Kwan.
Extend, yeah. Everyone
Extend
wants
Stephen
to
Kwan. I agree.
Pay him.
I
Pay the
agree.
man. Gold glove. Leadoff hitters don't grow on trees.
Luis
Fucking pay him.
Ortiz, hang in there.
I would
Right.
chip in to extend Stephen Kwan.
Andy,
Well,
get control,
cheers.
Andy. Get control.
This has been a fantastic episode of the Dawg
You
Chug.
have to extend Stephen
He's
Kwan.
been okay.
It makes no sense. It's
Drink
insane.
them if you got them.
I don't understand it.
Finish your beers, boys.
This is what it was like to be on the date with Chuck on Sunday.
That's why there isn't a second one.
Yes.
LOSEER. Loser.
If you watch
He was
this,
trying to say goodnight,
know how
and
that
Chuck
girl
was just
felt.
like, extend Stephen Kwan. What are you doing?
It doesn't make sense.
got
Thanks,
three
Sherry.
more
Thanks, Andy
questions
Corn
left.
Guy.
With,
Thanks,
Hardy.
Lysandra. Thanks for everybody in our comments. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Sherry,
listening to us yap
Lysandra,
for an hour.
James,
We love you guys when you come on.
Candy
We love
corn.
talking Guardians on this pod. I'm thankful we didn't talk Browns at all. Chuck, that has to be a
Not
first.
at all.
Drink them if you got them. And thanks everyone for tuning in, and go Guardians.
Guard. Go,
Go
Guard.
Guardians go.